All right, guys, welcome to Module 3, Lesson 5, Math Notes. Today we're focusing on using strategies to subtract fractions with unlike denominators. Now, I do not have any warm-ups today. We're going to jump right into the math notes. Now, I was going back and I was looking at my lessons and I realized why I made a mistake with the area model way on lesson 3. I made the mistake because I was confusing it with subtraction versus addition. So I made sure to go back and look at everything, and I definitely have the right strategies now. All right, go ahead and write down what you see on the screen. Again, if you ever need to pause the video, please go ahead and do that. But today we're going to be focusing on, again, subtracting fractions with unlike denominators using two different methods. We're going to be using the area model way, and we're going to be using Mrs. Duncan's way. So I'm going to start by teaching you the area model way. Now, I have here 1/2 minus 1/3. For the area model way, what I started doing is I'm going to start by creating an area model with 1/2 and an area model with 1/3. Okay? So all I've done is I've represented this fraction in this area model. I have 1/2, and I've represented this fraction 1/3 down here in this area model 1/3. Now what I'm going to do is wherever there is a solid line here, I'm going to make a dotted line in this area model. And same for this one. Wherever there is a solid line in this area model, I'm going to make dotted lines on this one. So I'm basically just making copies of one another. So I have one solid line here. So I'm going to do one dotted line going this way. Okay? Now I have two solid lines going this way. I'm going to do two dotted lines going this way. So again, these are just exact replicas now. They look identical except where their shading is at on the models. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out or eliminate the areas on the model that are the same. So kind of like when we were dividing with base 10 numbers and we were crossing out the zeros they share, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're literally crossing out the boxes they share. Since we're subtracting, we're taking away what they have in common. So I have one box here, so I'm going to cross that one out. And I have one box here, cross that out. I have another box here, cross that out, and I'm going to cross out the second box here. So I've crossed out two boxes here, and I've crossed out two boxes here. So what does that leave me with? That leaves me with only one box left that's not crossed out that is shaded in. So that's going to be my numerator of my fraction. So my numerator is going to be 1. And there's a total in each one of these boxes. There's a total of 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that tells me that 1/2 minus 1/3 is 1/6. Again, I'm creating duplicate area models on top of each other. And I'm eliminating the areas or the sections that they share. Okay? So that's the area model way. That's the way they're going to have you do it on Zerd. Now, my way, you guys already know how to do it. It's with the butterfly method. So I'm just going to write down 1/2 minus 1/3. Okay. I'm going to start with the butt of my butterfly, which is down here, which is 2 times 3. That's going to give me 6. Okay. And remember when I told you always do the left wing first? That's because in subtraction, you always have to have the bigger number first. So we're always going to do the left wing first. 1 times 3 is going to give me 3. Then I'm going to do my right wing second. Here we go. 1 times 2 is going to give me 2. Then I'm going to do the body of my butterfly. And I want to make sure that I'm writing down subtraction. Okay, equals, well, I have the same denominator, so my denominator is just going to be 6. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. So again, I have 1/6. Same answer, two different methods. I really don't care if you prefer to do the area model way. That's totally acceptable. Or if you prefer to do Mrs. Duncan's way. Totally acceptable. I just want to make sure that I'm introducing both methods to you so you have both of those methods in your toolbox. All right, now we're going to scroll down and we're going to look at problem 2. Again, if you need to pause the video, if I'm going too fast, please go ahead and do that. All right, for 2, I have 1/3 minus 1/4. So down here for my area model, I'm going to represent my 1/3 in this area model right here. Like so. And I'm going to represent 1/4 in this area model right here, like so. Now, wherever there is a solid line here, I'm going to make dotted lines over here. So I have 2 solid lines here. So I'm going to do 2 dotted lines here. I have 3 solid lines here. Oops, redo that one. 3 solid lines here. So I'm going to have 3 dotted lines here. Again, I am just replicating each one of these. Okay, now I'm going to cross out the sections that they share. So I have a section here that's colored in. Here's a section that's colored in. Cross that out. Here's a section that's colored in. Here's a section that's colored in. Cross that out. Here's a section that's colored in. Here's a section that's colored in. So I've crossed out 3 on both of these. That leaves me with only 1 area left that's shaded in, that's not crossed out. And in each one of these boxes, I have a total of 12 smaller boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my final answer is going to be 1/12. Okay? And that is using the area model method. Now, if I wanted to do butterfly method, I'm just going to rewrite this problem. I'm going to do 1/3 minus 1/4. It's again really important that you guys write these down the way they're presented. If you did 1/4 minus 1/3, you get the wrong answer. So you've got to make sure you're copying them down exactly. All right, starting off with the butt of the butterfly. I'm going to go ahead and circle the butt of the butterfly. 3 times 4 is going to get me 12. So that's my denominator. Okay, now I'm going to do my left wing first. 1 times 4 is going to be 4. Then I'm going to do my right wing. 1 times 3 is going to get me 3. Then I have my body, which is subtraction. Okay, equals 12 is the same in my denominator, so it's going to be the same in my answer. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. So my final answer again is 1/12, which up here is 1/12 as well. Again, we are just working on solving these in 2 different methods. We've got the area model way and Mrs. Duncan's way. All right, we have a back side to this. We only have 1 more problem on the back here. I'll flip this over. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and answer this final one. We have here 1/2 minus 1/5. So I'm going to represent my 1/2 in this area model by, shading in 1/2 of it. And I have 1/5 in this fraction, so I'm going to represent that in this area model by shading in 1/5 of it. Again, if I'm going too fast or you need to pause the video to write things down, please go ahead and do that. Now I am going to recreate the solid lines on each one of these boxes by creating dotted lines. So I have a solid line going this way, so I'm going to have a dotted line going this way on this one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 solid lines going this way, so I'm going to have 4 dotted lines going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, now I'm going to cross out the areas that they have in common. I have 1 area here. I have 1 area here. I have 1 more area here. And I have 1 more area here. So that leaves me with 1, 2, 3 areas that are not crossed out, that are left there. So that means that my numerator is 3. And my denominator is going to be how many boxes are in each one of these overall models. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 right there. So my answer is 3/10. Looking over here for Mrs. Duncan's way, I'm going to rewrite my fractions here. Make sure I'm writing them down the order that they are in the problem. I'm going to start with the butt of the butterfly. Circle it. 2 times 5 is going to get me 10. 10. Okay. I'm going to circle the left wing of the butterfly. 5 times 1 is going to be 5. Circle my right wing of my butterfly. 2 times 1 is going to get me 2. Okay. The body of my butterfly is subtracting, so I'm going to make sure I put subtraction down. And I know my denominator, again, is going to be 10. And I know 5 minus 2 is going to be 3. All right, I have the same exact answer for 2 different methods, 3/10 and 3/10. So that is what you have for math notes today. This bottom part here, you guys don't have to worry about. We're going to be doing some stuff with the partner in class, but I just wanted to do this with you. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me, but this is what we're doing in class today. Make sure you check out the worksheet that goes with this on Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to message me. Take care, guys.